morning, folks, and welcome to my morning car rant, which will be a interesting one, I'm sure you know, because you all wait for this. And here I am once again to give my opinion, getting under the skin of people who think they have all the answers, and yet they don't. Welcome aboard. Tonight we will be at Touch Lounge with Dennis Small as our host, John Parada's Comedy Factory, alive and well and rocking and rolling 24/7, because that's what the team of the factory does, bringing laughter to the stage. 8:30 tonight at Touch Lounge on Dyer Avenue in Cranston. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Anthony Brooks, my fellow comedian who won a comedy competition, by the way, and Mark Rice. Welcome aboard. And today we are going to talk about the elephant in the room. Everybody knows what everybody's talking about today. Today is the remembrance of 9/11. Oh, you didn't expect that? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I thought we had it all together. Today is the remembrance of 9/11. It's a day where 3,000 people, approximately, lost their lives. 3,000 people lost their lives on an attack on this country by the Taliban. And it took over 23 years, right, for us to forget. Because what we're talking about today is a debate. But we have to remember the person in that debate, Kamala Harris, along with her boss, had surrendered to the Taliban. Gave 13 of our precious military lives to the Taliban, murdered, and also gave billions of dollars on the tarmac of an airport. That's right. Dollars of our military treasure was also left. In other words, ladies and gentlemen, on the stage last night was one of the people who have surrendered to the Taliban many years later. And just like the attack on 9/11, ladies and gentlemen, 3 people like bullies in a schoolyard attacked Donald Trump in a debate. So I want to tell you what my takeaway is, and you'll get my honest opinion here. In comedy, we tell our comedians always, open up with your funniest joke. In other words, your best joke. Then close with your best joke when you get that laughter walk off the stage. Last night, Donald Trump opened with the best and closed with absolutely the best. His close made him, in my opinion, somewhat victorious. And I say somewhat victorious in the debate. Now, Kamala Harris was sure to do good because the debate prior to Kamala Harris with her boss was that of being dead on stage. Right? She didn't drool. She didn't get fumbled and stumbled. All Kamala Harris had to do last night was come out and say, hello, I'm Kamala Harris. I'm running for president. And she would have done wonderful because she would have already done better than her boss. Now, the 2 stupidest parts of last night's debate, I'll get right to the meat and potatoes. Even though it was true, Donald Trump talked about eating of cats and dogs, and that's been in the news. You've seen the posts all over social media. Would I have brought that one up? No. And the other stupid remark of the evening equal to that was, look at the people that go to his rallies. They're all leaving. They're bored. That's from Kamala Harris. Those are the 2 comedic moments in last night's debate. And I gave it fairly on both sides. He didn't need to go into it that way. And this obviously bothers them that he has more people on his rallies, and that she has to say they're all leaving. Really? You got 30,000 people at your rally, maybe more. One had 100,000. Remember that one? 30,000 people at the rally. What, 20 left? Really? I watch the rallies on RSBN all the time. They pan the crowd. the crowd doesn't get smaller. So I don't know what she's talking about. What, the overflow crowd maybe that we don't see? The overflow crowd that's not in the rally? Maybe you had maybe a handful leave? Bored? I don't see anybody bored at those rallies. But she brought that stupid part up, and he brought up the eating of pets. Again, even though it was in the news, I wouldn't have gone there. Nah, not really. However, you had 3 people on that stage. 3 people on that stage. Bully and fact-check Donald Trump as he was going. Abortions in and out of the womb have been proven today and talked about today after the rally. That's legal in 12 states. Legal in 12 states. So they fact-check Donald Trump on that and say that isn't the case until the day after. Again, the day after today, we find it's 12 states, including Rhode Island, oh, by the way. Virginia, governor did say that. Donald Trump was right. They pushed back on him, but the lies Kamala Harris said last night, the lies continue. If you want to call the debate who won, my opinion, I don't think the needle moved at all. Because if Kamala Harris won the debate last night, then why do they want another one? If you won, walk away. Why are they talking about another one with Fox News? Let that sink in, folks. Today on 9/11, we're talking about a debate, but I didn't open up my rant with that, did I? Opened up my rant remembering those who lost their lives in 9/11. And I also reminded you today, as the person on the stage, Kamala Harris and her boss, surrendered to the Taliban. What was it, a year ago, 22 years ago, 21 years ago, they officially surrendered to the Taliban. And we brought 13 soldiers back in caskets while Joe Biden looked at his watch a dozen times. One more time, it would have equaled the amount of dead. They calculated a dozen times. Joe Biden looked at his watch. Gee, he should have looked at it one more time. At least each look would have equaled the amount of dead that was taken off the plane. The news media, once again, trying to cover for Kamala Harris, said that she was there until the day after she was fact-checked. The media was fact-checked and said they made a mistake. She wasn't there. You know, the same mistake they made with the Amazon devices in your house, who were giving you no information on voting for Donald Trump, but all the information while to vote for Kamala Harris. Just a mistake. Ladies and gentlemen, the debate, you could call it a wash, because Kamala Harris was going to do good even if she went on stage breathing. She was going to do good. Last night, Donald Trump, and I said this to my wife, here is a guy who was accused of Russian collusion when Hillary Clinton couldn't accept the election. I don't see her being brought into legal system, being brought up on trial for her denying the election. I don't hear her being called an election denier. No, it's a two-way system. Donald Trump was blamed about being involved with the Russians. They're doing it again, by the way. It was proven wrong. All proven wrong. That's right. Then he was impeached twice on hoaxes. Again, he was victorious there once again with 2 impeachments, all a hoax. If he was impeached, then he wouldn't be in office. He was impeached, but didn't go through with the full impeachment at the Senate. They lost their impeachment bid. Then they went after him with the legal system to try to put him in jail, gin up all these things, make up all these trials. Where are we today with regards to those trials, right? Nowhere. Why? Because it was all It was all militarization of the legal system to take Donald Trump out of the race. And again, survived. Now you get a guy who's been through all of that. Imagine yourself. You're going through all of that. And then you get shot in the head by the hatred brought to you by the very people that were part of that debate last night. And he survived that. Now you're going to tell me he's not going to survive a debate that was 3-on-1. He opened with the best, closed with the best, and you're going to tell me Donald Trump isn't going to survive a debate when he survived everything else? The debate was rigged. Like I said to my family last night, this is not going to wash well in 24 hours. It's not even 24 hours. And it's already peeling back against the Democrats and Kamala Harris and ABC. The losers last night were ABC. And again, the losers are the American people who were looking for some information and some facts and to know where Kamala Harris stood on issues. But today, you know what we have? I'll tell you what we have today. Today we have all the proof of where Kamala Harris stands by her very words, all on video, that are going to be played from now until Election Day. She's against fracking. She's against the border wall. She's for climate change, which will destroy America. Ladies and gentlemen, there is video after video after video after video that's going to be played over and over again, and you can rest assured by social media as well, because we're going to share those videos. I'm certainly going to share every one of those videos to show you Kamala Harris's words. She was asked about the economy, never addressed the first question out of the box, and Donald Trump again opened with the best. When you go shopping today, you put gas in your car today, that is Joe Biden and Kamala Harris that brought you those gas prices and that food prices in your economy, such as it is. That was it. And it's not going to change. Every day you reach into your pocket from now until Election Day, that's Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. That's it. You needed a debate to tell you that? Tell me, are you that stupid? Are you that desperate to get rid of Donald Trump that you needed a debate that you knew was rigged, that he was not chicken and went right into the belly of the beast, as Donald Trump always does? You think a debate was going to be what you needed to change your mind when the proof is all out there daily and her videos daily are being posted? And today is 9/11 and we're going to talk about a debate most of the day? No. What you should remember this day on 9/11 was the Taliban killed 3,000 plus of our people that day, changed America, attacked us, changed the landscape of New York City, went into the Pentagon and crashed a plane full of heroes in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. And you got to remember today, to mark this day, you got to remember who surrendered to the Taliban just a year and a half or a few years ago. I think it was a year ago. You got to remember who surrendered to the Taliban. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. And Kamala Harris said she supported what Joe Biden did. So on 9/11, we're going to remember we went into war. Men and women lost their lives to revenge those who attacked us on 9/11, only to see the very people who want to be re-elected into the White House, the very same people who wanted to be elected into the White House, surrendered to the very people who attacked us that day. That's all you have to remember on 9/11. So when we ring the bell, and we ring the bell, in New York City and call out the names of the victims who lost their lives on 9/11, 13 more bell rings should occur that day in remembrance of 13 more victims surrendered to the Taliban. Surrendered to the Taliban by Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. That's what's got to be remembered today. So ring the bell 13 extra times because Joe Biden and Kamala Harris aided and abetted the Taliban to kill even more Americans in remembrance of 9/11. Now you go ahead and you prove me wrong. You go ahead and you prove me wrong on everything I've said today. Go ahead. You can't. Warning to you liberals on the left. I don't care if you're a family member or my best friend. If you come on my pages and say anything negative in defense of the Democrats, I will block you forever and have nothing to do with you for the rest of your life. I warn you that because I do very well in life and don't need you in my life with your stupidity. That's a warning. I gave it. I'm right out there. If you're going to come out today on 9/11 and defend the very people who surrendered to the Taliban and killed 13 more of our precious soldiers in remembrance of this day, and you have something negative to say, I'm going to shut you down and I'm going to call you out and I'm going to embarrass you all over social media. I'll call you out by name because once you make your name public on social media, that's it. I can use it and I will. So I warn you, if you are going to have something negative to say, rethink it because I will block you. That phone will never ring on my phone because that number will be blocked as well. And I will shut you down. I don't take terrorism very well. And terrorism on the left, including ABC, Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, the media, you're as bad as the Taliban. So last night, Donald Trump opened with his best and closed with his bets. And as far as I'm concerned, my personal opinion, and it's going to vet out as the hours go by today, Donald Trump was victorious because he went in the schoolyard with the punks. And they fired everything at him. Fact-checked him and not her. She came out with her squinty eyes and her face that looks... If there was anybody that deserves a slap in the face, it was her last night. And at the end of the day, folks, the victorious one is Donald Trump. I told you the two stupid remarks I didn't care for. The dog eating and her with the rallies on him should never happen. ArtistryBySteve.com. GoDaddy, thank you. Upside, download it. Download the app. Use my promo code 6MMJUU. 6MMJUU. Every time you pump gas, every time you go out and eat, every time you go shopping, you make money. I make $100 a month on this. Get that money, put it into your debit account, your PayPal account, your gift cards, whatever you want. Share it across the way. You never get a fee charged for you. Folks, I make $100 a month with this. You're going to get 25-cent bonus if you use my promo code, on top of what you're already going to make. Enjoy it. Folks, share this rant. This rant is worth sharing because it highlights the stupidity and what happened on 9/11. That today, they surrendered to the Taliban. Not Donald Trump and not us. Donald Trump will be victorious at the end. They've got no other part to play except violence. Thank you, folks, and pray on 9/11 for those who lost their lives and the 13 soldiers who lost their lives in Afghanistan when Joe Biden and Kamala Harris surrendered to them. Have a nice day, folks.